Alright guys, so today we have some very interesting and some potentially very exciting information regarding two of Sony's biggest titles that a lot of us are eagerly anticipating, that being Death Stranding and The Last of Us Part 2. It seems as though we can expect information on both of these games potentially by the end of this week, but I know that we are getting something for sure on Death Stranding. It says that it seems as though things are heating up with regards to Death Stranding. Last night, Hideo Kojima posted a short teaser on his personal Twitter account, which led to lots of excitement for a brand new trailer. We already knew the studio was working on something, but it now seems to be finally set in stone. Posted on the developer's own social feed, it looks like we'll be getting that new video on Wednesday, the 29th of May. Whether we get anything else on top of that is unknown, but at the very least, we should be getting a crazy new trailer to pour over. So, yeah, we are officially getting some more information on Death Stranding. You guys know that I talked a little bit about Kojima teasing out that he was in the process of editing a new trailer. He likes to do that himself and add his own little touch to it. And so this is exciting to me. Death Stranding is potentially, I don't know, it's kind of tied up there with The Last of Us Part 2 as my most anticipated game. I think Death Stranding edges The Last of Us out just a little bit because I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, and I really can't wait to see what this game's going to end up being. I think like the unknown factor is really what's kind of keeping me like super interested, and I'm hoping that whatever this trailer is, I'm hoping for two things. The first thing I'm hoping for is that we get a better understanding and idea of what exactly this game is, and I hope at the very least we can maybe just wrap our heads around it a little bit better. But at the same time, it's Kojima, so there's a really good chance we may be even more confused by the time we're done watching this new trailer. And I hope that we get either a release date or at the very least a release window. It would be really surprising to me if Sony allowed Kojima to release another trailer without even a release window. That would be kind of surprising to me. It could happen, and I don't get my expectations too high, but I'll tell you, I wouldn't expect it to be this year. I think if anything, it might give us a 2020, maybe at the end of the trailer it'll just say early 2020 or, late 2020 or something like that. Either way, I think they have to say something. They have to give us something about the release date, right? But moving on from that, because I do want to keep this video short, another big rumor, which this one could potentially be huge because there's been a lot of talk, a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, a lot of supposed inside information as well, that The Last of Us Part 2 is going to be a 2019 game, a holiday 2019 game. It's going to be Sony's big title. And so it says here the rumor, and this just broke from when I'm reading it like a half hour ago. It says The Last of Us 2 release date reveal is coming this week. Oh boy, the rumors are really starting to rack up now, aren't they? Spanish website Game Reactor ES says that The Last of Us Part 2 is getting a trailer and a release date later this week, citing sources close to Sony. Adding a little more weight, fellow Spanish site Legion of Jugadores, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, reports the same thing, also citing sources close to Sony. Now, when one site comes out with a rumor as bold as this, we may not give it a second glance, but when two sites say it's happening, it's probably best to take a better look. From where we are sitting, we don't think it's entirely out of the question, although we'd still be surprised. Remember, Sony isn't at E3 this year, and an announcement out of the blue like this would really steal some thunder away from the competition ahead of the big event. So that's the important part there, is that a lot of people would be asking, why wouldn't they do this during a State of Play event? Well, because I think it's become kind of clear at this point that that's not the purpose of State of Play. I think State of Play going forward is really going to be just a smaller thing to show newer, smaller titles from both, Sony's first party, Sony's partnerships, as well as just third parties as well, and maybe give us just little teaser trailers of bigger games. I could see us maybe getting that. But when it comes to like the full-blown big trailers and release dates and information and, info blowouts, I guess you could say, with these bigger titles, I think it's kind of become clear that Sony wants them to just stand on their own and allow these publishers, or these studios, I should say, like Kojima Productions and Naughty Dog, to just do it whenever they're ready, whenever they want. And I think it makes sense. And this is going to be really interesting. I don't want to get anybody too hyped here. I don't want to say it's happening for sure. But it seems like there is a good chance that this is going to happen, because not only are these two websites saying this and kind of leaking this, but you guys have to remember we did get that supposed inside information from somebody who was close to Sony and understanding of what they're doing and what their plans are, who came out and said that we are going to get another update, another big Last of Us 2 update around or before E3, and here we are. We're like about 2 weeks away, I think 13 days away from E3. So if they're gonna, do some big blowout of information for The Last of Us Part 2, a new trailer, and potentially a release date, and if it's gonna be coming out this year, this is really their last big opportunity to do that. And it's important to note that what this article says is correct. Another big reason Sony would want to do this is to kind of take a little bit of the wind out of the sails of Microsoft going into E3, because people are getting excited. I'm excited for E3. My expectations aren't super high for Microsoft, but it's E3. It's still very exciting, and I'm still going to be very excited to see their show. So it would be just as awesome to see Sony come out here and say, hey, look, even though we're not going to be at E3, we're not going to have an E3 conference, we still have some big information to share with you guys. And I'm telling you, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If this happens at the end of this week and the Last of Us Part 2 release date is officially revealed and it's holiday 2019, maybe say October 2019, that's huge. Good luck, Microsoft, because that's going to be hard to top, because people are pumped for this game. I mean, there's a lot of people very, very excited for The Last of Us Part 2, and even though we're expecting Microsoft to show some big things, some great things, it's going to be very difficult for them to really generate that same type of hype, with, let's say, Gears 5, because I believe Gears 5 is going to be their big holiday title. So that's going to be interesting. I hope this comes true. At the very least, I hope we just get something, right? Like, if the only thing we end up getting is a release window or a release date for Death Stranding, I'll be happy. But believe me, I know how eager fans have been. They're getting kind of antsy when it comes to The Last of Us Part 2. They want more information. Excuse me. They want a release date. They want something, because it's been a while. So, I don't know. I believe this. I think this is going to happen. I'd be kind of surprised if it didn't, but we're going to have to wait to see for sure. I did want to bring this information out to you guys, though. So, yeah, that does it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I will be very interested to see what you guys have to say. Leave the video a like if you enjoyed it or if you found it helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.